Hi friends, we're going to go ahead and we're going to learn some vocabulary for our new book or new read aloud we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and we are going to look at those words. And our first word that we have is the word decide. Decide. What will I decide to do? So let's go ahead and look at the picture. And the picture says,
decide. To decide is to make a choice between two or more things.
okay, so decide. So we're going to go like this for decide. What will we decide? Good job. Let's go ahead and look at the next word. The next word is marvel.
Marvel. I always marvel at the paintings at the museum.
Wow, so marvel is when you can't believe it. So we're going to go marvel. Wow, good job. So marvel and decide. Let's look at the next word. Opinion.
Opinion. My opinion is that baseball is the best sport.
Opinion. Opinion is how I think and how I feel. How does it make you think and how does it make you feel? So we have opinion. Opinion, we're going to say think, feel. So opinion, and then we're going to have marvel, and we're going to have decide. Let's look. We have two more left. Grateful.
Grateful. I am grateful to have kind friends.
So grateful, we're just going to smile. Grateful, grateful, decide, marvel, and opinion. Good job. The last one I think is a little tricky. And this last one is ragged.
Ragged. My mother thinks my sneakers look too worn out and ragged.
So ragged means when something's kind of old and used up. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to look at a different paper. And now what we're going to do is we are going to look at our list. And hopefully everybody has this. And if not, if you can just watch, that would be awesome. So we have our scholarly words. And the first word that we're going to do is that word decide. Do you remember the hand movement we did for decide? So for decide, we kind of said, oh, what are we going to decide? What choice do you want to make? So I'm going to draw a little scale for decide. So I'm going to draw a table. Whoop. And I'm going to draw a little scale. And I'm going to put on the scale, what will I decide? Do I want an apple? Or do I want a banana? What do I want to eat? So everybody say D-E-C-I-D-E, decide. Let's look at the next one. That next word is O-P-I-N-I-O-N. And that word is opinion. Opinion is how I think and how I feel. So I'm going to draw a little head, and I'm going to have one hand is going to be pointing on the head, and the other hand is going to go on their heart, right? Because they're thinking about how they feel. How is this making them feel? And now I'm going to add some ears, and I'm going to add some hair. So how is this making them feel? What is my opinion? I like baseball. I don't like baseball. I like ice cream. I don't like ice cream. So our first word was decide, and we did the hand movement, decide, we're not sure. Then the next word was opinion, how I think and how I feel. Now we're going to move down to the bottom rows, and I'm just going to move the projector and bring it down a tiny bit. And this word is ragged, R-A-G-G-E-D. And ragged, do you remember they said, oh man, when you have a good pair of tennis shoes, they start to get dirty and maybe they start to get some scuff marks on them, and maybe there's a little hole in your shoe, but it's just because they've been such great shoes and you've worn them so much that now they're starting to get a little ragged. Our poor tennis shoes, it just means we love them lots. So for ragged, oh, I don't think we did ragged. So for ragged, let's think, for ragged, we can just kind of say like that it's old, but we still love them. So let's think, ragged, we could go ahead and we can just kind of say ragged. Ready? Ragged. Decide. Opinion. Now our next one is if you have ever seen anything super fantastic, right? Sometimes your mouth drops open and you just can't believe it because it's just so amazing. Like when your parents surprise you, or if you see a friend you haven't seen in a long time and you're like, oh my gosh, I marvel at the idea of us doing something fun together. Wow. So marvel, ragged, decide, and opinion. Now we have our last one, and our last one is grateful. When you are grateful to something, it means you're appreciative, right? So I think that I am grateful for all of you, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw a big heart. A big heart because I am grateful for my students. I am grateful for my family. And for grateful, I'm just going to make a heart with my hands. Grateful. Very good. I'll put to the side. Grateful. All right. Marvel. Ragged. Opinion. Decide. Very nice. Well, I'm going to stop sharing this and we're going to go ahead and get ready to hear a story. And the story that I have is about these vocabulary words that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and look and see. Oh, let me go ahead and we're going to quit that. And let's see if we can get up our other story about our read aloud, because sometimes it just takes a little bit of time for us to switch back and forth. Little bit silly, right? Okay, well, today is a really fun story. And the reason why this is such a fun story is it's about some elves. And I kind of like elves. So this is going to be a fun story for us to do. Now, hopefully you can see the story. I'm going to make it nice and big so we can see it nice. And I'm going to make Mrs. Love nice and big. Okay, and let's go ahead and we're going to do view it full screen. Okay, very nice. All right, and I'm going to put myself down here. So we're going to go ahead and look at this story. What do we see? I see a little old man and a little old woman, and it looks like they have some material out, but there's a problem. There's a problem because they're really tired and they're really old, and they need to make all of these shoes. So let's look and see what happens. Oh my goodness. When they wake up in the morning, the shoes are there. So the shoes are there and they're so excited to see the shoes. And a fancy man comes in and he offers to buy the shoes. Well, the old man and the old woman were very poor. So they were so happy that they were able to sell the shoes. And with the money, they were able to go ahead and buy more material. Well, they couldn't figure out who was making these wonderful shoes. But can you figure out who it was? They're little fairies. The fairies came in and they really liked making shoes. They were working together and they just loved doing it. Oh my goodness. So the old man and the old woman noticed the fairies. Let's go back. that they didn't have very nice clothes, that they had some old clothes. And the little old man and the little old woman wanted to thank the fairies. So they made them their own little outfits and wrote them a letter. Dear elves, thank you for helping us, the shoemakers. And the little elves helped them get the reputation of lots of people coming in to buy their fantastic clothes. That was a fun little read aloud that we looked at today. Now you can go ahead and do your activities when you're done. And don't forget to submit them.